What's up YouTube, this is The Alchemic here, and today I'm going to be doing a discussion video. Now, if you guys know my channel is based around the community, and what I like to do on the community is that I've seen a lot of awesome, fantastic OTKs, FTKs, all that sorts of stuff. Now, a lot of the FTKs have to be, the original creator would have to do a lot of planning and all that stuff in order to get the right card combos and all that stuff, but one of the hardest things I've noticed is the draw engine. So here I'm going to be talking about the top 5 OTK draw engines for all of Number 5 is the Dark World Draw. Most people haven't seen this engine before because it's a pretty rarely used engine. But the whole point is that the fact that Dark Worlds are such a speedy deck talking about draw power, Dark Worlds are very speedy deck because they have the Upstart Goblins, they have the Drag Down, they also have, Into the Void. They can utilize in cards like Into the Void, Trade In, the Gates of the Dark World. You have so many draw power cards for the Dark World draw engine. But the reason why you don't see it very often is because it's a pretty hard deck to use, considering it's not very pure, in my opinion, because you can't really put like a Moki OTK into the Dark World draw engine, because that engine doesn't really apply to the Moki OTK, because most of these OTKs won't use this discard outlet. You can see it in like a lot of Blasting the Ruins. FTKs use the Brow draw engine at least. There's also the Protector of the Sanctuary, where it's not really an FTK, but it's where you shuffle all your cards in your opponent's hand into the deck using Artifact Durandal, and then Protector of the Sanctuary doesn't let them draw any more cards except during their draw phase. So basically that's sort of shutting them out of the game. The Dark World draw engine is pretty rarely seen, but I feel it deserves a spot on this list because of so much speed that it has. All those draw power cards, spell cards, are just fantastic in the FTK standpoint. Now, coming in at number 4 is the Blue Eyes draw engine. Now, the Blue Eyes draw engine is commonly seen in a lot of Exodia decks, or sometimes the Dragon Rulers, because the Blue Eyes, you have mainly, it's just 6 monsters and then like 6 spells, so it's a pretty small draw engine, but you have the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, 3 White Stone of Legends, and then the spells you have the 3 Trade-ins and the 3 Cards of Consonance. Now, you can use Cards of Consonance to discard your White Stone of Legend, and White Stone of Legend will add yourself a Blue Eyes, which is getting cards for free, and then you can use Trade-in to discard Blue Eyes, and that just draw so much more cards. But the really awesome thing is that the White Stone of Legend is a mandatory effect. So if you discard it for cards like Hand Destruction, Dark World Dealings, so that's why then it'll still get its effect off, and then you'd be able to add a Blue Eyes, and Blue Eyes would be a free card, so you can discard it for cards like Hand Destruction when you don't need it. If you can't draw into a Trade-in, then it's a fantastic card to discard off of. Coming in number 3 is the Spell Counter, aka Library Engine. Now, everyone knows the Royal Magical Library, where every time you activate a spell card, you put a spell counter on it, and then you can remove 3 spell counters and then draw an extra card. So a lot of cards that are run in here, a lot of spell cards. Of course, this is sort of like a sub engine. You have you can also do the tuning. You can use the Tune monster spell engine, or not monster, but because you can activate 3 copies of the Tune table of contents. You activate one, you search out another one, you activate the next one, search out another one, and you activate the last one, you can add like Tune World. Because a lot of OTK decks don't revolve around life points, it's fine for the Tune World to be activated. By doing so, if you activate those copies, you'll be having 4 spell counters on your Royal Magical Library, which will pretty much a free card. And not only that, you're also thinning out your deck by 4 cards. And then you wouldn't have to draw into those crappy cards. Also used in the spell engine sometimes is cards from the previous engines, such as like the Cards of Consonance. Sometimes you have the Blue Eyes draw engine inside the spell with the spell counter engine. is also used. Sometimes you play cards like Dark World Dealings as well as Brow, Huntsman of the Dark World, to draw more cards, and by doing so, you're getting that much closer to OTKing your opponent with whatever you're going to do. Coming in at number 2 spot for the top 5 OTK draw engines is the Chain Burn Draw Engine. I feel like this has a spot on our in the second place because this engine is like so much faster than all the other ones, and a lot of the ones in the previous, the last 3 draw engines, they'll do a lot of stuff on their first turn, and then the second turn won't be as much, and so on and so forth like that. Because they try and use up all their resources in the beginning so to get to the cards that they need as quick as possible. But Chain Burn Engine, what they do is you have cards like Reckless Greed, Accumulated Fortune, Jar of Greed, Legacy of Yatagarasu, Hope for Escape, stuff like that. And then you can also splash in, of course, the dualities and upstarts to these engines, of course. And that really helps because you can get to combo pieces. Now, if you, obviously I'm sure everyone's played against Chain Burn, but if you didn't know what Chain Burn does, Chain Burn is where you activate at least 3 trap or quick play spells, and then after that you stack an Accumulated Fortune right on top of it. An Accumulated Fortune lets you draw 2 cards if it's a Chain Link 4 or higher. So by drawing those 2 cards, then you're also able to use Jar of Greed and Legacy. You can draw 1 card off of each of those. Reckless Greed, draw 2, and then skip your next 2 draw phases. And of course, everyone knows the double Reckless Greed, triple Reckless Greed. Activating them all in a chain, you're able to draw 6 cards and then not only have to skip 4 of your draw phases. And of course, because a lot of these OTK engines are purely draw power, all during those turns, skipping a draw phase won't really matter because you'll be drawing cards like Upstart Goblin. You'll be drawing cards like Pot of Duality and all sorts of stuff. And then sometimes the Chain Burn engine also uses cards like Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow to stall out for another turn. Because Reckless Greed, you know, you have to stop your next 2 draw phases. It really helps because then you're able to take out an extra turn. And of course, if you have cards like Pot of Duality, which can only be activated once per turn, by having that 1 card like Swift Scarecrow, Battle Fader, and discarding it, then you're able to stall for another turn. But, cards are also thrown in, like cards like Wabaku, Threatening Roar. There adds to so much chain power, and that's why I think Chain Burn Engine has the second spot. Now, coming in at the first spot may not necessarily be the best deck or the best draw engine, but it's my personal favorite anyway. It is the Ferry Engine. That is my first place top 5 OTK draw engine. Now the reason why Ferry Engine is on the top is because it's amazing. So there's so many OTKs that you can use with the Ferry draw engine, but you run cards like Archlord Christia, Master Hyperion, the Agent Engine, really good. But the main card that you want to run is Tethys, Goddess of the Light. What you do is you somehow get Valhalla Hall to fall into your hand. Then what you do is you activate Valhalla, special summon Tethys from your hand, and then what you do is you have to have some sort of draw power card. What happens is, let's say I activate a card like Reload or Magical Mallet, I'll shuffle all cards in my hand into the deck, and then I'll draw whatever it says, and then if I have a fairy in that hand, those cards I draw, I reveal it to my opponent, draw another card. And if that's a fairy, I reveal it to my opponent, draw another card. And it goes on and on and on. It's just amazing how consistent it is. Because this deck also has access to trade-in. It has access to, I don't think many people play this, but cards from the sky. And then you also play Hand Destruction, Reload, Magical Mallet. So many draw power cards. Now this deck may not necessarily be very consistent, but the fact that you have access to Archlord Christia, if you can't draw into the cards that you need, like if you have 4 fairies stacked in grave, summon that Archlord Christia, and then you can lock out your opponent until you can draw your OTK cards. That, like, if you can't, your combo pieces aren't coming to you. Like, it's for these OTK engines, it's a matter of luck. But the fact that you have, for the Ferry Engine, that you can summon Archlord Christia, you can summon Master Hyperion. Master Hyperion will still get its effect. I mean, like, you can still pop all sorts of stuff. You can summon Earth, which is a level 2 tuner, and then you can synchro with other things, make more things, so that your extra deck isn't completely wasted. Also, remember that Venus, you can pay 500 life points, get a Mystical Shine Ball, pay 1,000, get 2, and then XYZ into Gachi. You're also boosting your Venus to 2,000 beater. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do, and there's just so much utility that this deck has. Because You can use hand destruction. Get rid of 2 like mystical shine balls, draw 2. Tethys, draw more cards. But if you can't do that, you can use, not many people play this card, but Dark Factory Mass Production. Add 2 more mystical shine balls to your hand. More discard outlet. There you go. So, yeah, so those are my top 5 OTK draw engines of all time for right now. Until a new one comes out, I guess this is going to be the best one. And yeah, if you guys liked the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to Alex. He's awesome. Love his videos. It's all amazing. And thank you guys for watching. This is Alchemic, signing out.